Well, hey, hello everyone, and welcome to Pants on Fire, the comedy quiz show all about lying, deceit, and giving gift subs. What the hell? Big Potato, gifting those subs, and thank you for the resubs from Hamster, Galaxine. Oh my, there's underpants on the screen. There are big burning underpants on the screen. Thank you so much for gifting those subs to Midnight Sun, Hanreal, Mr. Vexy, Miss Smith. Oh, I love Miss Smith, and the Drum Daddy. Oh my word, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hype train and everything. Oh my word. I was not lying. See, because the gift subs were given, right? But I could have been. And it's up to you and our panelists today to determine who is telling the truth and who is burning in their undercarriage. That's right. There's ants in the pants tonight because everyone is nervous about getting caught out in their lie, but they're also fire ants. Yes, big pair of pants. Now, I want to preface this episode of the show by saying that when we designed this glorious burning set, yes, Meatloaf, I am going to call you out a little bit on this. There was a little bit of, what shall we say, difference in what constitutes pants, given that Meatloaf is of the American kind. So when I asked for Pants on Fire, I of course was expecting what you see before you, a pair of wife fronts with smoke coming out. But what I got from Meatloaf was a pair of combat trousers that just looked like someone spontaneously combusted in them. A great visual image, but not quite what I was looking for. Pants be pants at the end of the day. Thank you for gifting that sub to Narissa. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you so much. Combat trousers. I actually wear a pair of combats right now. But yes, the pants are on fire. But I'm not lying when I introduce the wonderful guests that will join us tonight. We've just mentioned them. They are not Scottish. And they are not made of meatloaf, nor are they a celebrity called Meatloaf. Here's a pack of lies. It's Scottish Meatloaf.
Hello.
Hey. Now, we may not have visual evidence, but I can assure you that I believe that they are not an actual frog. Unless they are to say, ribbit, ribbit, bitch, when I introduce them. We'll see. It's Jack Frog, ladies and gentlemen.
Ribbit.
Yay! Well, the truth is out now. What can I say? Does it say MILF under your name, under your head there?
It does. Man, I love frogs.
Oh!
Man, I love frogs.
Oh, excellent. For a moment there.
Yeah, you know.
Amazing. They readily do battle, but I questioned the rodont. I went all posh for a moment there. I questioned the rodent behaviour of said battles. It's the battle hamster. Hello. Yes, how are you, my friend? I hope you're well.
I'm good. I'm alive.
You are.
Better than 10 minutes ago.
My heart's with you. Right, we nearly had Naomi Dreams on this show. Oh, the tankard there. I love that. You are currently sitting in the void, I've noticed.
Yes. It's rather dark in here, but we'll manage.
And I have no doubt in even questioning the viability of someone as cosmic and as effervescent as the glorious Galaxine!
Hi!
Hello. Squeak to you.
I love how, like, my cat, Plushy, is still, like, ominously in the corner on my boom arm.
The wonders of the blurred image. I love that. That's brilliant. Galaxine, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Are you well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was a question. Yes, I am well. I am alive.
Now,
the connection to space makes us a bit slow, sorry.
Got you. No worries. But they are here and they are all ready, not knowing exactly what they're going to be presented with tonight, because in a multitude of rounds, they will find themselves confronted either with a fact about themselves that they're going to have to make unbelievable, or a complete lie and fabrication that they're going to have to convince everyone else is true, including you. See if you can work out who is telling a fact and who is complete fiction. And to give you an example of how this is going to start, I will read the first comment, and you must come to your own conclusions in whether I'm telling the truth or whether I'm telling a lie. Thank you so much for that hype train. You were amazing. Thank you so much.
Hi.
I think I got a new emote there. Look at that. I got that one. Choo choo. Choo choo bitch. Yeah. Oh. Hold on.
Oh no. Not again.
Hey, I didn't get anything. What the fuck?
Oh. Oh, you should have. Oh, that's not fair. Okay, here is my statement. I invented the forgetometer, which was later renamed and published in an official scientific journal by an ex-classmate. And you may now question me. Feel free.
What is a forgetometer?
A forgetometer is different stages of forgetfulness. So it's I had a very elderly relative that would constantly forget everything, but I watching her, she was a great aunt, Auntie Vera. Watching her, I was able to sort of pick up patterns in her behaviour, so I could sort of come up with ways to either work out whether she was having a long bout of forgetfulness, like something. Obviously, you got those memories in the past, right, that are just so long ago that you could easily forget. There's a reasonable sense of forgetfulness. Then there was a level of, I forgot my keys. Like, that's just absent-minded. When you enter a new room, you reassess your environment, that kind of sort of thing. Then there was forgetting people's names and confusing people with names, because she used to get very frustrated with whether she was forgetting something, because she'd get herself into such a state. So I was able to use this kind of meter, this guidance on different levels of forgetfulness to help reassure her and then sort of backtrack and work her way through it. And I told a friend this a long time ago because they were dealing with a family member who had onset Alzheimer's. Like, they weren't like, they had only just been diagnosed with sort of early sort of what's the markers for it. And so I came up with this technique, and then this person went on and did actually publish a paper all about the processes of the brain when it comes to Alzheimer's and research into it, and they used my structure that I had come up with. I mean, it was very loose, obviously it was very vague, but they did it once I got in contact with them again, contribute it to me. So there you go. Anything else? Any other questions on that?
Where was it published?
I believe in just a scientific journal. I don't really know how those things work. I know you have to officially get something published in order for it to be recognised in, like, as fact. And I'm guessing this was sort of, I say scientific, but I suppose it was in the realm of specifically medical journals, I imagine, not, based on physics or all these other things, the more simpler chemistry or anything like that. It's not going to be there. So I say science, I suppose it's medical. I've never actually seen it. I was just told that is true.
How long ago was this?
How long ago, that I came up with the meter, or that it was published? Published. I spoke to him again on Facebook, and I haven't actually spoken to him since, but it must have been, it was pre-COVID, so I'd say it was about 2018, which would have been like just over 10 years since we had been in that level of in our lives to have that conversation. I can give you their name as well if you want.
Address, name, postcode, bank details.
Well, to be fair,
Phone number.
Insurance number.
they did live locally when I was at school, but I imagine they've moved because I've never seen them physically since. Their name was
Did they used to work with you
Their
in the
name
shop?
was Liam Spalding.
Quick, Google it, guys, Google it.
But I don't know any of that. Was he a friend of Greg's? Real question.
No, actually, do you know I never went to school with anyone called Greg?
God
I
damn.
do.
I don't even think I've met anyone called Greg.
Did you
Even I
Greg?
had a guy named Greg at school, and we're not even
Really?
English.
You know
I
what's
love
even
that.
Oh, it
funnier?
was Gregory, but
That
I had a
counts.
friend when
Same
I was
thing.
in elementary school called Gavin.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Hello,
Quite a staple of the show.
damn, poor guy.
Oh, poor
I
Gav.
wonder what him and his twin's up to.
And a twin.
I
What was the twin called?
Oh, Greg?
No, the twin was called. I can't even remember his name.
Wait a minute, you're going to
Clearly,
be asking
Gavin
me
was-
the
Alvin.
questions.
Alvin.
Hold on, we
And the
guys, we sidetracked
chipmunks.
a bit.
So, yes, is there any other questions?
I don't know. I agree with Potato. She's like, Sol could convince me of anything, and I'm like, he's saying enough details that I'm like, yeah, that sounds true. But the thing is about lying is you give too many details just to make it sound more convincing.
I've got a question.
Yes.
When you're on Facebook, did you see any Minion memes?
Minion memes?
Yeah,
I rarely
There's-
see memes at all unless they're like bottom or only fools and horses related.
Okay.
So I doubt it.
okay.
I don't even know. I don't really scroll that much. I usually use it as a messenger. And they reached out to me.
The minions?
No, no. No, Liam did.
Oh.
Not the Minions.
So when you
Yeah.
created this rationalization of forgetfulness, how old were you when you were going through that process?
It was in the last. Always remember her having, forgetful behaviour, but it wasn't until I was about 16, and that was like 2 years before she passed on, that I sort of. It was one of those things that naturally grew. It was sort of like I recognised patterns and reacted to them. I didn't actually formulate the idea until about 16. So it was kind of like in conversation when talking about my aunt that I was sort of like, oh, well, I have this sort of mental technique that allows me to distinguish where she's at, And then I was like, okay, well, that, and then I just come up with a pithy name because it's me.
How old are you again, Sol?
I am 34.
Okay, sounds like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been.
The fact that you still remember it
It'd be
now.
hard.
Well, I probably wouldn't have paid much attention to it if it wasn't the fact that Liam had reached out to me. Ironically, it jogged my memory.
Where are you on that scale when that happened?
I would have been. Well, no, I think that would have been an easy case. I think that's a natural memory that you would lose sight of. I mean, she passed on after 2 years. I never had to really use it on anyone else. So,
Okay.
yeah.
How much did you interact with that aunt to get to that level of? Because I feel like it's that as a scientist, I'd be like, oh, that needs a prolonged exposure to it. Get notes. But you just did that out of your brain.
So yes. I suppose I did. It was more of a natural recognition of patterns that then I sort of, when in conversation later, articulated that I had formulated this thing. It wasn't like I sat down and wrote this out as if it was needed. It was sort of something that helped me cope with her inability to remember certain things. I didn't have much family. I only had my mother and dad who worked 2 jobs, and then my brother and sister had already left home. So the only time I ever had to get picked up from school would have been my auntie taking me because her house was closer to Merrifield, which was the school I went to. So it was just, she was the only other family member I ever interacted with as a child. So I was around her a lot. I would say twice a week for a very long period of time. And that got less and less as I got into my teenage years, but by then I'd sort of, maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. But it was much easier to interact with her and then help her when she was around other family members, because she'd get stressed and then they would get annoyed and stressed. So it was a good way to just quell the situation, especially in my teenage years where I was able to be a little bit more, not in good command, but being more assertive.
I think I already have my answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
All right. What about you guys, Galaxine, Hamster?
Well, I think I know my answer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I want it to be true, but I'm really bad at this. Just
Patats, if you wish to do a poll, you have to be very quick. Well,
quick poll.
we'll go around. Meatloaf, do you believe it is a truth or a lie? Did I forget the forget me, or did I create the forget me? Quote unquote.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? Jack.
Saying you went on Facebook and they're saying minion memes, lie.
That's about you hinges on that.
That's a fair point.
That's the one point I'm standing by.
Battle Hamster
I think it's a lie.
and Galaxine.
I just want it to be true. Because it sounds like such a you thing to do, to figure something weird out and then give it a weird name. But that's maybe... I'm gonna go anti everyone and go, I say it's true.
Okay, so it's true. Well, I will have to wait for this poll to just come to an end. I can't
We'll do a
actually
weird dance in the meantime.
I can actually see the results. Let me have a look. Oh, okay. Two at the moment it's 2p. If you wish to vote, 3 people say that. No, it's neck and neck in there at the moment. Well, I can reveal that it is a lie. I did not invent the forget-o-meter, which was later renamed and published in an official scientific journal by an ex-classmate.
Damn it!
Although there were a lot of elements of the truth in that story. I did have an aunt. I would say she was forgetful, but not enough to me to formulate this sort of pattern. And Liam Spalding was a genuine person I went to school with.
Shout out to Liam.
Yeah, shout out to Liam wherever you are. Actually, do you know what? They were in an episode of Spooks as an extra once. There you go.
There you go.
Just Spooks. I swear to God, says Big Potato. Well, now you know how this is going to work. It's now time for our contestants to be faced with a statement that they do not know whether they're going to be presented with a truth or a lie. So we are going to start with Phalanx giving bits. Hey, Phalanx, thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day at work, Phalanx. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate it. We are going to start with Jack Frog.
Oh God, I've got to read straight away.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to send you a statement now. You must read it as it's written, and then it's up to the other 3 panelists to question and interrogate and deduce whether it is a truth or a lie. In your own time, Jack?
Just reading it.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
want to get it right. I used to work in a market store that only sold hats for pets. Any questions, guys?
What sizes of hats?
What size your pet? You know, I can't. It's for pets, cats, dogs. Yeah, we had big ones for big dogs like Labradors. They're not really big. They're like medium-ish. Little cat hats, little kitten hats. Some were like little paper pie hats. Some were like, is it couchette? The little like fabric ones. The ones like my frog hat. If you ever seen a picture of that.
Crochet?
Yeah,
Crochet?
Is it crochet?
Yeah, I think it means crochet. I like crochet.
No, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, that's I love that.
That's right. Yeah.
1 deduction point for me, I think.
Yeah, no hats for pets.
What about for owls?
I mean, you could probably put one of the paper hats on an owl. Like, it was in the National Trust thing near me. A little store they do. There's loads of them. There's all these weird, bizarre things. And I remember saying, "Oh, can you run a store?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." I used to be a ranger for them.
Wait, you were called a ranger at a...
No, National Trust. Oh no, this is not related to the hat store. But your National Trust, you got rangers, and they go around the site making sure it's all kept after. Yeah, no, I wasn't I was inside. I'm a ranger, guys. Do you want some hats?
So was this like a pop-up stall that they had at some event, or was this a more established thing?
It wasn't very established. It's like, have you guys ever been to like a National Trust thing? They got a little market. There's those little stalls. Looking by everyone's faces and no.
Well, I'm in America, so
Yeah, but you're excluded.
The National Trust stuff I go to are all castles and buildings they have. I don't tend to do
Oh,
the
okay.
natural stuff.
The ones around here are more landscapes. Makes sense. There is one with a castle. There's more like landscapey areas, islands. This one's on a landscape. I won't say the name because I would dox myself, and that's obviously not allowed.
Welcome in everyone who's just been joining us. This is Pants on Fire, the comedy quiz show all about lying and deceit. And Jack is claiming that they used to work on a market stall that only sold hats for pets, and we're currently questioning them.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Well, to me, it's just weird that it's only hats. Because I would say, why not tiny scarves as well, or tiny socks? Like,
Honestly,
why only the hats? Like,
Well, I
was
said-
there a reason that they explained like, oh, we don't do that other stuff here?
it was run by this little lady. He came down, he needs some hands. So I went, yeah, I'll take over. It's fine. And there was just hats. She literally gave me a little sheet of prices. Said, oh, these for animals. Here you go. There might have been scarves. This was before COVID. But I can't remember any scarves. Going by hats. Mainly little paper party hats. So I remember just pinging them at my friend across the thing.
The way you phrased that made it seem like they don't do scarves anymore because of COVID.
Oh yeah, scarves are banned because of COVID, guys.
Oh,
Wake
I see.
How did they attach the hats to the little animals? Like,
Well,
was there a snap-on or?
Instantly forgot what the ones are called. We're going to call them the crochet ones again. They're like little ones you tie around. Is it corset? No, that's a fruit. Like, dyslexia is strong tonight. But no, they're just like little, like I said, some are little frog hats. Some with Velcro, like for the smaller animal Velcro. For like a big dog, it's like a little tie. You tie with two little dangly bits up. The paper hats were just elastic bands. Like I said, I was just pinging them at my mate. We were surprisingly doing cheese sticks across the street.
So, was this like a one-time thing? Like it was one event? Or did you end up doing this for a while?
Oh no, this was. I'm sure they've been there more than once, but I was just there once.
Mm.
Like I said, the old lady pretty much needed a hand. I was the unfortunate bloke to be sitting in the office saying, "Yo, can you come and give us a hand?" I was like, "Yeah, okay," not knowing what I was getting into.
Seems kind of random that some old lady lets you in charge of a store for the day.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, you have weird, trusting old ladies. I mean, they hand out their PIN information to
Oh,
every idiot who
that is
asks
good.
on the phone, but...
Well, look, he went to the National Trust people and said, "I can't look after my stall. Can you send someone to look after it?" And me, just being the yes man I am, I went, "Yeah, sure, I'll go and do that."
I feel like you'd lock up your store if you can't look after it, and then you just...
Like, I wish I could give out the location of the place, because if I did it, I'd massively dox myself, which I can't do. But it's literally just a big courtyard. You got the main building there, and so you can see, like, inside there's a little National Trust shop. You got your souvenirs, your little wooden swords, and then there's a big courtyard. You got all your little markets there. Obviously, you just walked across. It's like no one's going to steal anything from. Well, I'd hope no one would steal anything from a National Trust area, so you had to pay to get in.
Don't they have those at some of the sort of castles you go to, Hamster? I feel like when I've ever visited like a castle or a, like historical thing, there's always a souvenir shop built in somewhere. Like that was not in the original blueprint.
Well, how do you know? Maybe it was.
They've always had gift shops in castles. I've seen enough of them. It's how they made their money back then.
Oh dear.
You go to an execution at the castle, you leave with a lock of hair. They just get off that.
I would like one of the toes, please.
Yeah.
It was a bid war.
Oh, brilliant.
But that has a good question. Why did the old lady leave?
Well, I said it was ages ago. I couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast today. But all I can remember was sitting in the office with my friend Kate. I think we was playing on Messenger. You got the bouncy ball game. I think they got rid of it. But you send each other and you get high scores. Did see a minion meme, by the way, on Facebook. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, so that's confirmed then. We know,
Yes, I was there
who's
too.
telling the truth now.
Well, yeah, and then they came in and went, "Oh, we need some help." I went, "Yeah, I'll give some help." And I was just put on this stool, waiting for this person to come back.
How long was she gone for?
I did not see her. I think it was her husband, or it was either her husband or her son came and I helped unpack all her stuff and chucked in the back of the car.
Okay. Are there any more questions for Jack and their tale? No. Are we ready to make a conclusion here?
I think so.
Okay, all right. So, if you wish to do a poll, Patats, then feel free. Yes. Well, that counts down. Let's go to our contestants and see what they think. Meatloaf, you were quick to confirm that you haven't made a decision. Do you think Jack is telling the truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie.
Okay. Any other reason for why you think it's a lie?
No, just
No, just going off instinct.
Yeah.
Battle Hamster, what are you thinking?
I'm really struggling
Oh,
because, like, some of it's really shady. Like, but I've done shows from a actor point of view, and people get pulled into do odd jobs all the time. It is not unlikely that if he's just in the office because he's been called into that site that day, he just gets harpooned into doing something. I've ended up running stores for people who I've known as an actor because they've wanted to go out and see other merchants, and I've ended up running their stall. So that entire scenario is entirely plausible. I'm gonna have to go with truth. The situation's entirely plausible from my point of view, being in reenactment.
yeah, that's fair. Galaxine, where are you leaning?
It's
My
just
back?
the fact that it's only hats that's like bothering me. Like I can't. Like, why would you have only hats? You could
Like
have
I
like
said-
vests and scarves and little socks, and I'm like, only hats?
Like, that's all I can remember. Is the hats was clearly the thing. It was, like I say, it was not my stall. I can't knit. I was literally, as Hamza said, I was harpooned out of the office. You know. Well, wasn't harpoon exactly. I went, "Oh, shoot me with the harpoon. I want to go and do something."
Volunteered for a shooting.
Shoot me.
The chat is tied. So Galaxine, do you think it's truth or a lie?
I'm gonna go with truth, just like because I wanted the tiny hats.
Okay, so Jack, you've got two people saying it's true. Meatloaf says it's a lie. You can now reveal: did you sell hats for pets?
That's for pets.
Yes. Did you sell that? Is it a truth or is it a lie?
It's a lie.
It is a lie.
It's a lie.
Jack did not sell
No. Fun fact though,
hats to pets.
pretty much everything else I said about that was a genuine truth. I was a ranger at the National Trust.
You
and my
seem
friend
to
did-
have-
Yeah.
You seem to
And
You
my
have
didn't
friend
throw
did run-
things at your friend, just not
I didn't.
hats.
No, just rubber bands. And he generally had a cheese stick store.
Damn
And
it.
it was in this little market.
And you know what's even funnier? That's the main reason I thought it was a lie. It's because of the cheese.
that was the one thing I heard there that made me go, cheese stick? Everything else
Yeah,
is plausible.
But no, I can remember there was loads of stalls empty. I can remember I was just hiding away because I knew full fact they would put me on there and I didn't want to do it nothing.
You managed to get your lie through two of our participants, not enough to get past Meatloaf there.
Damn.
Too good, too
well
smart.
done, well done. It is time for our next contestant. They don't know what they're going to be presented with, and it is the Battle Hamster. Oh yes. Please read the statement that is going to be sent to you now.
I once read a Discworld novel from cover to cover in W.H. Smith, so I didn't have to buy a copy.
We should say for anyone who's not aware, W.H. Smith is a chain of, I would say, book and stationery mainly, but they do sort of, it sort of acts as an off license as well. It's got everything in it. Or news agents, rather.
How big was the book?
So the book itself was called Eric, and it's one of the shorter Rincewind titles. It's also the shortest book Terry Pratchett really did from that series. It's about... it's almost a novella. It's not very long. I don't remember the page number.
Did you give an estimate, if you can give a rough?
Oh god, rough estimate. I'd say round about 2,220 pages. Sorry, 2,200 pages.
Speaking
Okay.
of novels,
And you read that in a day?
Speaking of novels, here's one that will be coming to W.H. Smith very soon, I'm sure. It's Bloodstone by the wonderful Naomi. Look at that. Get in.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe you could read this in one.
How many pages is it, Sol?
Let's find out. It's not got page numbers.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
Mystery is the page numbers.
A hamster.
Mm-hmm.
264.
You read it in like a Discord thread, you said, right?
No, it's a Discworld book.
What's a Discord?
So
Am I-
Discworld is a novel series by Terry Pratchett. It is also my favorite novel series in the entire world.
And mine.
It follows several major plot arcs. You've got The Death of the Discworld, which is fantastic. You've got The Guards, which is a well-loved series. You've also got Tiffany Aching and Rincewind. This was one of the Rincewind books. It's set between sorcery, where he gets stuck in the dungeon dimensions due to something involving sorcerers and a half-brick and a sock. And he
It's that
manages
thing I
to-
drew for Sol, right?
It
The
is.
emo.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes,
That one
Rincewind
there.
is one of his emotes.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm not like that big of a reader that I know books or whatever you just. It was like it sounded like you said, "Oh yeah, no, I read the whole book in Discord," because I was like, "What Discord? But what? Like you read it inside the Discord means you went into the store, you read it there, and then just left again."
When I was
No,
focused on reading on Discord, I think, oh, this is great.
So I'm so confused. Like there's the whole concept of is like.
I like the fact that those words are quite similar because it just keeps Discworld alive by mistake, you know. at the very least.
It'll always live on Soul in our
Yeah,
hearts.
absolutely. Every time someone says Discord, we'll go, sorry, did you say Discworld?
Would you like to talk about the
Yeah.
personification of death?
But because I'm just confused about the whole like situation. Like, where or what? How was he reading? Like, what's a Discworld? Is it like? I genuinely don't know.
It's a book series. This was one of the books. I basically went into W.H. Smith in Brighton.
Oh wait,
I
that's the
managed-
store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, okay, I'm getting there. So you went into the store, you stood there, read the book, and then left again.
Yeah. It took me 4 hours. I stood right by the elevator where none security come.
Why?
Why? Because I was reading a book for 4 hours in a shop rather than buying it.
No. But why would you not buy
that didn't
it if it's something you enjoy? Because I would be like, oh yeah, no, I like a person, so I buy their stuff so to support them.
You are aware I'm on minimum wage, right?
Still,
I don't earn a lot. My car, something happens on my car, and I'm in serious financial trouble.
Send it to me, mate. I'll fix it for you.
I don't know anything about cars, so don't ask me. I engineer other things.
Jack will be too busy running that store, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're too busy running the.
I mean,
the hat store,
I feel like he could actually make a tiny hats for pets store and online and sell like tons of it on Etsy. Just
And
writing this all down right now, guys.
yeah,
Keep
and
feeding me.
if you decide to go out in a book range, make sure the price is good. Otherwise, Hamster will come in and read it all without paying.
Yeah, I've been trying to read all the books in order.
Okay.
And this is currently I'm still doing. I'm currently on one of the Guards books called Jingo. If anyone reads,
Dillo Jingo was the first. It wasn't the first one I read, really, but it was one of my brother's books, and he kept it on top of this wardrobe, and I used to sneak in when he went to work, and grab the book and go read it. So fond memory of Jingo.
Yeah, so that obviously Eric was further down the line.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was quite early. Yeah.
I think it's just after sorcery.
And public library. It just seems weird to go into a store to spend hours reading there unless it's like for an event. Like,
Yeah,
I'd go to a library. Like I had a library card.
I'd gone in with intent to buy it,
Oh.
and then just realised how short it is. I've actually got the audiobook now. The audiobook's only about 4 hours. So I kind of picked it up, and it was quite expensive, as books in W.H. Smith are. I was like, this is small. Only like 4 major plot beats happen. It is really short.
How big is this text if it's 2,000 pages for only 4 hours long?
I am probably getting my numbers completely wrong there.
Sorry.
I might be thinking of words, not pages. I don't think any of my textbooks are 3,000 pages.
That seems to be extreme for a book.
I could get my calculus. I think it's about 3,000.
Get it on screen so we can compare to the... Meatloaf, help us out here. Come on.
Yeah.
I can see you brewing.
Yeah, he's stewing. He's having.
He is stewing.
It's got the best question coming up.
Because I know it's just doing math in my head. Because I know about
Maps.
the average reader. If it is a 1,200-page book, it would be 33 hours for the average.
Yeah, no, it. I thought it was. I thought the question was words, not pages.
Oh, 12.
But then again, 2,000 words in 4 hours. I don't. I see. I. That seems a lot to me, but I just generally struggle reading in general.
Yeah, you just mentioned you had dyslexia, so
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
can
say.
see-
Yeah,
I
so I
can-
was thinking. Then again, my uni papers for my engineering, they're about 2,000 words, and they got marked in like an hour.
I'm gonna say that's the thing. Like because also like I have a university degree as well. I can read fairly quickly. Yeah, that's something you pick up during your degree because you've got God knows how many pages of freaking not reports, papers to read for the seminars. So I can read very quickly. And again, this is the shortest really of the Discworld books.
Okay.
You can get it through pretty quickly.
Reading your papers on the forgetter meter.
Yeah. Just blow car keys.
What was the original publication year? Do you know?
The original publication, as in for Eric?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the original publication. I know that it was one of the Josh Kirby art books. It was the old art style.
Yeah, it was. It was very early on.
Because it's also got Eric, but the original title looks like it's Faust, but that's then crossed out and has Eric just above or below it.
That is true.
Because the idea is basically this kid who's like, I am going to be a demon summoner, like Faust.
Okay.
I mean, Faustian bargain and Mephistopheles and all that stuff. But rather than getting an actual demon, he gets Rincewind due to some interdimensional kerfuffles. that Rincewind is well known for doing.
That's how when you write in cursive, you don't summon demons but lemons.
Always. Right, this is a legitly my question. I did not steal it from O Scrutiny. What was on the front of the cover? That was fully my question. Just don't read chat.
Well, I mentioned it earlier that the actual title itself is Faust crossed out with Eric. But I believe the Josh Kirby one has Rincewind on the luggage. And I believe there's also a parrot and a young man with a false beard.
Okay.
What's everyone thinking?
I want to say it's a lie because it doesn't feel like Hamster to stand in a corner and read for 4 hours. To me that doesn't feel like a hamster thing to do.
I like the idea that someone out.
I can see him have the patience for that, but just not the like. I feel you're too correct for that. I feel you'd be too motivated to actually buy the book, even though it might be a lot.
I like the idea of meeting someone and saying, "You're the sort of person that would stand in the corner and read for 4 hours."
You love reading in W.H. Smiths. I know someone you enjoy.
The poll is up now. I think we're going to get some conclusions here, some deductions. So, Galaxy, you're thinking a lie, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack, what are we thinking?
It's just the page, the word count, saying 4 hours. And by you sound like you read books like there's nothing in the world that could physically stop you. So I think you're saying it's a lie. And also, why would you stand in the middle of W.H. Smith's? You know, it's
No,
not
in
even
a corner next to the elevator where the security couldn't see him.
Yeah, but even then, it's like you could go to like Weatherspoons or somewhere, and you could still get the book, sit somewhere nice, read it, and then leave.
But I would have to pay for that because if I leave and go for the security alarm, I'm gonna get arrested.
Oh no!
for shoplifting, aren't I?
No! You just read the book in the Weatherspoons. They've got chairs. Well,
How
I've
do I
only
get
ever
from
been in.
W.H. Smith to Weatherspoons
No, but
without
I'm
stealing a book?
No, I'm saying you go to Weatherspoons.
Tell me that, Jack.
Is it no Waterspoon? Is it the place with the
W.H.
book?
Smith.
No, there's another bookstore.
Oh,
Waterstones.
Waterstones.
Waterstones, not
This isn't
Weatherspoons.
Waterstones. This is W.H. Smith.
I love Weatherspoon. I love
Weatherspoons.
Weatherspoons. I love
It's like in my head, that makes more sense.
I thought that's where you go to get drunk because it's so cheap.
That's where
That's what I was led to believe.
I go to dinners. I get
I'm
food. at
going with
Weatherspoons.
mine.
Nice.
I'll dig my bigger hole.
Okay, so we've got 2 lines at the bottom there. Meatloaf, what are you thinking about this whole thing?
Well, hanging out in Hamster's streams the past couple of weeks when he's been on, I think this is true.
You think that's true? Okay. So, Hamster, you apparently went into a W.H. Smith and read an entire Discworld novel and then left. Is it a truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
It is a lie.
Yes.
No one would read a WH.
Well, I'm 2 to 3, so
Finally, I got something right.
I do own Faust, but I bought it, Eric. But I bought it legitimately.
No, that's what I'd say, because I feel like you're the kind of person that would go out of his way to save up to buy it actually, just to support the person. That's like that. I feel like that's the kind of person you are. So I'm like,
I did not lie in the fact that I am reading through all of the Discworld books, but I buy them and they go in my library, so I have a nice bookshelf full of them.
yeah, no, exactly.
My logic behind it was the fact that I think you went in with the intention to buy it, and you started just reading it a little bit, and you forgot time passed, and then you still bought it.
Yeah, I mean, I do genuinely have time blindness from my ADHD, so it is quite possible for me to not realise 4 hours have passed.
Oops, it's evening.
But again, you wouldn't read it in a WH Smith. You would go to a Waterspoons because then they got comfy chairs to
Waterspoons. I love that.
Well,
I mean, not a bad concept to have a place you can read and then also buy food while you're reading there. Just saying.
Smashed.
Yeah, the reason I could tell you was 4 hours because I have read Eric in 4 hours in one night, and then went, oh bugger, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't telling you. I was reading it. It just wasn't adding up in my head. All of
No,
it.
I don't know why I would stand in a corner for 4 hours.
I do have a lot of fun coming up with these. So, it is time for Meatloaf to read their statement. It is Meatloaf. Okay, read it as it's written. Here we go.
I forgot what I said. Oh god. Let's see. I convinced my aunt that she'd driven home the wrong car.
Okay.
What was
Questions?
the car? What was the car?
I do not remember the model of the car. I just know
The
it was an
colour?
Encore. It was a red Encore.
Okay.
Buick, sorry.
Oh. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, so what was the car?
Buick Encore. Buick
Okay.
Encore, red.
Okay. Wait, that was the one.
I have no idea what that means.
Wait, that was the car that. Hold on a minute.
My aunt drove home.
Okay. So you're
But
saying
what
that,
was?
yeah, you convinced your aunt that they had driven the wrong
The wrong car.
car. Right. Okay, got you.
But
So they-
okay, so you like, what did you tell her? Like, oh no, that's not my red car. You took someone else's red car, or how did it go?
So, me and my uncle was inside, and she pulls up, and I look at my uncle and say, you know, I wonder if she would fall for something so stupid. And when she walks in, I take a look out the car, and I look at her and said, you stole someone else's car. That's not your car. And then she starts panicking. And then she goes back to the car, goes all the way back to the store, looks for her car, and just decides to come back home, and she said she can't find it. She called my Uncle Mike and said she can't find it. Well,
The fact that she drove, like, I would have stopped them if they tried to drive back to figure out if it was real or not.
What was she driving away from again? Like back from?
she went to the store, she came home, that's when we told her that, and she went back to the store.
Store for anyone who isn't American is supermarket. Supermarket.
Grocery store.
Store.
No, it's a little
Store.
store where they sell animal hats. I remember. I met his aunt. It was our number one customer.
I'm sure Amster was there in the corner reading. Yeah.
No, he was actually in the back of the car. That was the lie. He wasn't in the corner. And that's how they figured out it was the wrong car.
So, like, did you convince the fact that she managed to get someone else's keys? Because I assume the keys worked in the Buick.
She didn't think about it.
So you just kind of manipulated her into panicking. So she
Yeah.
was not logical and was like, "Oh, I've stolen someone else's car."
Yeah.
I mean, if this is true,
So how did
that's
you-
going to look like right there, Kenny.
So how did you go about doing that? Like, was there a specific mind game you wanted to play? Were you just kind of playing on her anxiety? You know what? To convince someone they're driving the wrong car when they really should recognize the car that they're driving. How did you go about doing that?
I honestly just looked out there at the car and looked back at her a couple of times, and I said, you know, you have the wrong car.
This is so.
Does your aunt have a history of gullibility?
Kind of.
Kind of.
What's her scale on a forget-me-not meter?
Ghetto meter.
Ghetto meter.
Forget-me meter.
Brilliant.
I bet a 5 or a 6.
Like the fact that it weren't even a numerical thing, but oh, brilliant.
So can we confirm what a 6 is on the meter?
That is sort of middling. That's sort of maybe I forgot my keys, but I'm convinced they're somewhere here. I just don't remember where I placed them. Sort of
And
like
then you're holding them.
absent-mindedness. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like how my mom loses her glasses. They're always here, like all three of them.
Oh.
How long did it take for her to realise it is her car?
Oh, it took her about an hour after she got home.
The second time.
The second time, yes.
Second time.
Do you guys have
But-
number plates in America?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, just...
The thing is, and this might sound mean, but that just sounds like the stupidest thing ever. Like how, like the keys won't fit. Like there would be your stuff in the car or not your stuff in the car.
I
That'd
should
be like-
say there was no keys involved. It was remote start.
sort of fob, like one
Yeah.
of those kind of like radio starts.
Huh.
Wait, but a second ago you said like yes,
Yeah.
you should have realized the key wouldn't work.
Well, I'll use key and fob interchangeably, since we've gotten one.
Have you got the fob with you now?
Not her fob.
Are you trying to fob us off?
No, I have my
Yeah.
own fob, but my keys are in the living room. Or sorry, not the living room.
For the same
kitchen.
car?
No, not the same car. Well, we
Okay,
do
sorry.
incidentally
I'm very
own the
confused
exact
at the
same
moment.
car.
Okay. You'll have a red car.
No, ours is white.
Oh, okay.
Hers is red.
It will become red after a few times he's driven it, just because of all the people he
Yeah.
hits. But
They're like bonus points, aren't they?
Yeah.
I always have anxiety about losing. Like, even though I don't drive, if I'm with someone, I'm always anxious about going to the wrong car. Even though there's something wrong with that, you just get told it's over here instead. So I always memorise the license plates and try to find them, so I know. So I don't rely on colour or make, because I'm not really good at identifying cars in that way. So I always go with the license plate myself.
That's the best thing to do when you own a car. Is just take someone to the complete wrong car. I'm like, my key's not working. And they're like, what?
I'll just put stickers on it.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yes. Blonde, Mr. Blonde, he has a Salt TV on the back of his. Quite nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Your design, Galaxy, is getting spread across the country. Look at that.
I think I might get sued by MTV if they find out.
It's fine.
They
Fine.
haven't. It's lapsed. They haven't used it in 30, 40 years. We'll just change the colour.
I'm not sure if I believe it, just because it sounds so like ridiculous.
Any other questions for the loaf on this matter?
Have you pulled pranks like this before?
Yes.
What are some other examples?
I once hid someone's keys in a freezer.
Now, was it a key or a fob?
It was a
like,
key.
what more key? Oh, okay. Or a red car?
Not a red car.
Okay.
It was their house key.
Okay.
There seems to be an insistence by Shani in chat, I've noticed, to identify which aunt it was. Are you willing to divulge that information?
Well, I have 3 aunts. And I'll say Aunt S.
Aunt S.
Because the other one is
Okay.
Aunt D and Aunt P.
Don't know if that helps anyone, but I don't know. There you go.
So,
I have no idea who they are, so
no,
no.
that's fine. That's fine. No, I think that might have been just
my
Shani. but I've
meatloaf
noticed that
score is
she
not very
was asking.
great.
Okay, let's get some deductions going. Jack, what are you thinking?
Can you come to me again? I'm still putting the
Okay,
pieces
all right.
together in my head.
Galaxine, are you there yet?
It just sounds so unbelievable, and this is the exact kind of story that I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's a fake, and then it ends up being true. But I'm still gonna say he's lying.
Okay, Galaxine thinks it's a lie. Hamster?
I think it's a lie.
Yeah, okay. Anything tipping you off to why it's a lie?
Just the simplicity of it all. Just like in like looking down, looking at her, looking down, like, oh, you've got the wrong car, and it not lasting for like 5 minutes, but lasting for like an hour plus the drive there and back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
In total, it was an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Like I could see 5 minutes of just like, huh? Oh, you bugger! But not quite an hour and a half.
Okay, I see where chat is leaning. Remember, you can vote in these polls throughout the evening. Jack, what is your decision here?
I'm going to go with truth because I just want Meatloaf to be the best prankster in the world.
Okay, Meatloaf, are you the best prankster in the world, or are you conning us all? Is it a truth, or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, a truth.
It is true! Meatloaf did convince his aunt that she had driven the wrong car home, and it took 90 minutes for the realisation to sit in.
And honestly, that is like she is easy to manipulate because of how absent-minded she can be.
That's just. There's
It's
so
cruel,
many.
I know,
There's
but
so many markers that you can identify your stuff by. Especially on a car, like it won't start if it's not your like key fob whatever thing.
Like, if it's a radio fob, like you couldn't have opened the door without it being yours, because it
She
needs a
did.
radio link.
she
Yeah,
didn't
she
think
didn't
about
think
it.
of that.
I mean, it sounds like this answer is gullible was Big Potato, but Big Potato did in fact get this one right, I believe. The majority of chat knew there was a truth, but the element of doubt was thrown in there quite well, enough to deter Hamster and Galaxine. And speaking of Galaxine, I believe it is your turn. You will be presented with a statement. Read it as it is, and here we go. See if everyone can deduce whether it's true or a lie.
Oh yeah, when my toaster broke, I started using an iron to toast my bread, and I still do it occasionally. It's really useful because it starts up way faster than a normal toaster, and it just like you can control how brown it is everywhere. It's much more evenly because sometimes the toaster on one side it just burns it to a crisp, and then the other side is still like half soft. It's ridiculous. So I don't really iron my clothes anymore. I just like I have it like in my kitchen cabinet.
Okay, any questions for Galaxine and her iron toasty machine?
Did you ever buy another toaster?
No, I just like when it stopped working, like I opened it up to try and figure out what the issue was, and I kind of broke it, and then I just sort of when I moved out, it sort of went to the pile of stuff that goes out, and it got taken by the trash. Yeah, like I have a really small kitchen. I don't really have a lot of space for appliances, so if I can double up on appliances, what they do or not. I don't really toast that often anymore because like I have to be quick for like getting to work.
You
Yeah,
have to
the
get the
iron.
ironing board out, I presume. Like, do you iron?
Oh
the toast
no!
on
It's
a
just like you
chopping board?
put it on. What you do is you make sure that like I have like a stone top like for my kitchen. So I just put the iron there, and I plug it in, and it heats up while I'm like having a shower, and then like I just when it's heated up and I'm out of the shower, I just like iron my bread, like just press it down, get it crispy, turn it over, and press it down again. I just sometimes I put like butter on it as well, and then just you can wipe it off really easily with like a wet wipe or something.
Just a statement. I iron my bread. Don't know,
Yeah,
I love that.
How,
It's just like you can just
How
put
s-
it like and you stand it upright and just like
Like I say,
how
to be
does the
fair,
steam affect the toast?
the
system?
steam is buttoned. So like if I don't like press the button, the steam won't come out. Like it builds up a pressure. So you steam it first like in a different direction and then you put it on the bread.
Squirt, squirt.
And then like it takes a while before the steam like forcefully gets out. It's like the venting is like every so often. It's not an issue.
Jack, did you have a question?
so wait a minute, you still put water in your iron just for
Yeah,
toast?
because otherwise you damage the system. You just don't put any, because normally you put some fabric softener and other stuff in that water as well, but I don't do that.
Okay, because I used to
that's
work in an
nasty.
electrical shop, and I used to work in an electrical shop, and
Did you
we
sell
had an iron.
hats?
We didn't sell hats, but we've generally toasted toast on an iron before, and we never put the water in there because we know it will just make the toast all wet.
Yeah,
You
no, you have
generally
to make
got
sure that you don't
different-
like spray it and make sure that the steam doesn't come out at the moment you're toasting. But the one I have, like the steam doesn't come out continuously. You have to release it, or the pressure needs to have built up sufficiently.
What make is this iron?
What?
What make is it? Brand?
Siemens.
Ooh, a pretty good brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cheap as well. Like I got it on sale at like a MediaMarkt. That's a Dutch like they sell all sorts of shit. I got it at the same time as I got like my I have a combi washer.
Oh, nice.
Uh, Was your appliances supplied by your landlord, and you didn't actually bother to inform your landlord, or is your appliances just like personal?
My fridge is supplied by my landlord. And anything else I put in is mine. So I have an air fryer as well. It doesn't work with toast because it starts flying around in there and then hits the top and then burns and then the whole house gets like smoked up.
I just have to interrupt and say, Charlie said, just put butter in it, then you have buttered toast.
Yeah, no, I thought about it, but like butter, like it gets foamy when it melts.
It doesn't work.
Like-
I've tried it.
No, you tried it. Like
That was
I-
kind of
like-
honestly be my question: was have you ever thought about doing butter?
No, well, I mean, of course I thought about it, but like my method is I put butter on the bread before and then I toast it because I have like nice creamy butter. And I sometimes I make my own like garlic like butter and then I just put it on the bread and then on the.
Based on comments, Hamster, are you getting inspired?
I have no idea.
No, it's like if
I
like
have a toaster.
my apartment is so tiny and like a toaster, I just don't have space for it anymore. So when it broke and I was like, oh well, I still want toast and my iron is still warm. It's just like the engineering way. You figure out a solution to a problem. You just like it gets warm, it gets the job done. I've tried heating up coffee with an overheating laptop as well. It works.
Oh, why didn't you try a more traditional approach, like a grill?
Because
Why
that's
did you resort
that's
to iron?
you know how big grills are. Because I have a grill that's like this big. I used to have one like for on holidays. Like the grill was this big and this like I don't have cabinet space for that over here. I have 30 square feet. I have to be efficient. I need an ironing like for like my work as well. So it's like if I use it for toast and then for my like I don't even have an ironing board. I just do it on the dinner table. I have no storage space for the ironing board. Like I have like my how do you call it? The vacuum. Like I have a really tiny like vacuum as well. Like it's just one of those sticks where you have to snap a thing in and then you snap it back out. It's like I have so little space. I have to like think about everything. So when I figured that one out, I just went with it. And don't tell my mom because she'll she'll get so upset with me if she finds out.
You've given her toast before, and she's come round and just put, Mum, can you just go in the other room, please, quickly? We'll make some toast. I don't want you to see this.
No, when my mom comes out and she wants toast, I pull out a whole frying pan for it, but then I have to wash the frying pan and I'm too lazy for that. And
You don't wash the iron?
well, like I said, I have wet wipes, so I just wipe it down.
Okay, got you.
Okay. Any other direct questions to ask Alexine about this matter before we draw our conclusions? Big Potato did say in her last apartment she didn't have an ironing board, so she had put a towel down and iron on the floor.
Yeah, no, exactly. I use the dinner table for it because it's just an old dinner table anyway. If it gets damaged, I don't really care.
So,
What's your
Have you
go-to
cooked
bread?
anything else?
oh, anything else? Did you use the iron on anything else?
I tried. This is kind of. I tried to make bacon with it as well. I was like, oh wait, if I iron the bacon, will it stay flat? It didn't, and it didn't get as crispy as I'd like it. So I was kind of like, and the grease from the bacon kind of like it got into the holes, like the steam holes a little, and I was like, oh, that's not good.
Okay.
So I,
You also didn't get it hot enough to actually kill an elephant, so that was deadly.
We never said
What kind
What?
of bread?
never said Galaxine was safe.
no, I'm not safe.
Let's get some answers here from the rest of the panelists. Do you believe Galaxine is telling the truth or a lie? Let's start with Meatloaf. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go true because my cousin did this when she was in college.
Interesting. Okay.
You guys know what's up.
The poll is available for people in chat if you should play along. Jack Frog.
I like the way of thinking. Like, you sold me on with all the engineering talk. I was listening as well. I think when I used to work in an electrical shop, we literally did the same thing. Like, we had irons, but we didn't have any water in them. But yeah, and you said a seedsman, and it would make sense because then, see, I'm going with truth.
True. A hamster.
I can understand Galaxy doing some weird shit with engineering logic.
You don't want to
That's
know
very
it.
true.
I really can. The cook in me is crying because there are so many ways to toast bread, and iron is not one of them.
No, it is. It definitely is.
It is now.
But it's also so unbelievably odd. But three people and people in chat have just said you can do it.
Yep, it is 43 on unbelievable.
I'll send you a
Oh,
video if I
God.
still got one on
I
my
love
phone.
that Shani
Hamster.
asked if I make spaghetti in a coffee pot.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna say
Hamster, truth or lie?
As much as it pains my soul to say to even conceive this is even possible, I'm gonna have to go for truth.
Okay, you've got a unanimous set of truths here from the panelist Galaxine. Is it a truth or is it a lie?
It's a fucking lie. It's
It's
absolutely
a lie.
atrocious.
Galaxine.
I would never do this to bread. Oh my god, I would get a frying pan out and make it in the frying
Amazing.
pan.
I trusted you.
The one person who said that they really were going to be crap at this and could not lie, just convinced everyone in the rest of the panelists that it was true. Galaxine does not toast her bread with an iron. No.
Thank for
And you've been calling
God.
it.
I did try to make bacon with a laptop that was overheating, and I tried to make coffee with a laptop that was overheating. Both
Also-
succeeded.
Yo, fuckers! I'm like, this is no way true. This is not true.
You can't-
Everyone in chat and Meatloaf and Jake were going, "Oh yeah, totally. I've done that. You can definitely do it." I'm like,
Now,
"It's-
I never said I did it.
I can definitely see it working. It's actually a great idea that I could have used during my student times when I couldn't afford a grill.
You can
I feel like
see.
you should use your engineering ways now because you didn't do it. I feel like you lost it.
Yeah, no,
Just the feeling was-
I feel sad for losing out on this, but I've actually never owned an iron because I'm too lazy to iron my clothes. I just hang them up and wait for them to dry in a straight way.
You see how I get to know people when I formulate these things, right?
And you
I-
know what's funny?
I
I
had-
ironed my clothes.
All right, okay, we are going to move on to our next round. This next round is very interesting. You're going to see a picture of a person on the screen, and it will be three of us will claim to have a connection with this person, and we will all read statements. And it's up for the other two contestants and you in chat to determine which of us is telling the truth and who the other two are lying. Okay? So, here we go. For the first one, it will be myself, Meatloaf, and Jack Frog that will be claiming to have the connection with the person. And it will be up to Hamster and Galaxine to determine and interrogate each of us in turn, or however you wish, to determine who is telling the truth. So I'm going to put the person on screen now. Okay, so for the contestants, there might be a bit of delay for Galaxine. So the person is now there with a smoking head. I will now read my statement. Actually, I'll send the statements to them, so we all have them, and I will tell you when to read them out. So, Meatloaf, there is yours, and Jack, I'm sending yours now. Okay, so I'll read first. This is Dr. Hirsch. They were my family doctor and once misdiagnosed me with asthma, to which I ended up using the asthma pumps in a game of football. Okay, Meatloaf.
How did you say the name?
You know how to say
Just,
that.
I know how the name, but I'm just curious. How did you say it?
Oh, so that we all say it the same way.
Yeah.
Hirsch. I read it as Hirsch.
Hirsch. Okay. This is Dr. Hirsch. They were a chemist who once gave me someone else's prescription, to which I ended up in the hospital and now have low testosterone count.
And Jack Frog.
This is Dr. Hirsch. Never get anyone's name right. He was my local vet when I was young. He ended up on a job as a TV doctor on a popular soap opera.
Okay, so it's up to Hamster and Galaxy to determine an interrogator. So are they my misdiagnosed doctor, Meatloaf's forgetful chemist, or Jack's TV vet?
The fact that like everyone had difficulty pronouncing the name was already like.
Soul.
Also, I
Yes.
apologize for the cat butt you guys saw.
Good vet, you know. Might help the hat.
Um,
I think Hamster, you have a question?
So, Jack Frog,
Oh, Jack.
Hello.
were you aware that that your vet possibly had a career as a doctor and then chemist? Or or did you know him early on in his career before he graduated to doctor chemist?
Well, look, they're like my local vet.
Just to be clear, sorry, one of us is telling the truth, the other two are lies. Just to make that clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
okay.
local vet. It was a couple of years ago. So when I had my old dog, Arthur, decided not around anymore. I remember taking him to the vet. And then this guy, Dr. Hirsch, lovely bloke. I remember then, and then I remember didn't take Arthur again because pay insurance is way too much. And Arthur was 14 at the time. He lived to 17. We went back there, expecting to see the thing, and they're talking about it. I went, oh yeah. I went, oh, where's the original? Where's the old man? They go, oh, he's literally a couple months ago got an offer to go on a TV show as a doctor. And now he's, well, I don't know, he's not back because we moved vets one across the road because it's cheaper with insurance. And obviously Arthur's passed away.
I think Loki. I think Loki is being picked up by my microphone.
Loki's got questions, I think.
Yeah, my cat is interested in your vet. How long was he the vet of your pet dog?
What I said, since I've started going there. And then he was gone.
Was the
There was
replacement
also-
vet a nice person?
Yeah, she's alright. She really helped out with Arthur when he was had these fat lumps. She's actually sorted them out. But yeah.
And Meatloaf, you said that they gave you the wrong medicine.
Yes.
Did you sue them over that?
Sadly, I didn't realize I could sue them over that until it was too late.
But do you know how exactly a vet and doctor in the UK ended up as a chemist in the States? Did you glean any information?
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? No, hamster. I should say that not all three statements are true. Only one of them is true.
So it's either we have to pick if he's a vet, a chemist, or a doctor.
Yes, they're not. This person isn't all three.
It could be if he was like a magic man, but
Maybe. So they are either the doctor that misdiagnosed me, or they are the chemist that misprescribed Meatloaf, or they are the vet that became a actor for Jack Frog.
I know. I wanted to see if I could trip Meatloaf.
Oh, you were doing a little. Okay, you were trying. Okay.
That was. I know that. That was supposed to be my game.
So
To see
sorry.
if Meatloaf
I
would
was so.
drink that.
I was getting so confused because at the
yeah,
same time
I was worried that you'd like, oh no.
there was confusion in chat on how it works as well. So I do apologise.
My hope was Meatloaf to be like, oh yeah, of course. He told me that he actually something like, okay, cool, yeah.
My bad. I just knew there was confusion. I apologise for treading on that trick there. So I apologise. But yes, so resume your questioning. My apologies.
No, it's not gonna work now. It's all good. Actually, over to you.
Sorry. Wait, in this, Saul, you said that the doctor misdiagnosed you
Yes.
and said you had asthma.
Asthma, yeah.
Yeah. So you, how did that happen? Because you ended up coughing there, or you were, and they were like, oh.
Yeah. So I was just in there for I was about 12, I want to say 11, 12, around that time, and I was in the doctor's for just a cough, like flu, something like that, and they asked whether there were certain things that ran in the family, and asthma has only really badly affected my brother, but maybe that was enough for them to just do a few tests. I don't really remember, to be honest, what they did, but they definitely said I had asthma, and they gave me 2 pumps as a result, but I've never needed them because I don't have asthma. I never had an asthma attack or anything relating to that. I think it might have been just a bad flu, but what can you do?
The thing is, I don't know what the thing is to tell someone if they have asthma or not. Like, if there's more testing that goes into that.
I would think so, but I only remember being there once, and then you now have to go pick up these 2 pumps, and I remember getting the 2 pumps on the day from the chemist next door.
I wish it was that simple for me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, that's what's making me doubt the story. Like, I thought for asthma you had to do some like tests, like running, and then like measure your breath and stuff like that. But might just be I've never been like.
I suppose it depends if they're trying to test for cardio aspirated, which is what I need to go through.
Yeah, maybe. I genuinely don't remember much about. All I remember was I was ill. My mother took me to the doctor's, Dr. Hirsch, and I came away with 2 asthma pumps, and with the diagnosis of asthma, which is still there now, even though I don't have asthma. And I didn't need the pumps. I ended up using them, as I say, in a game of football.
But did you use for pumps as for football?
No, okay, so this is where it's the statement's a bit loose. I don't know if it's big outside of Europe, but my brother, actually, speaking of my brother, had the game Subutio, which was these little figures of footballers, and you could set it up on a table and you'd flick them. But I only had the pieces because he handed it down and it was missing stuff, so I didn't have the cloth. So I used it on a glass table, so it was quite smooth, and I could use the pump to just push the players around the glass table. Yeah. There you go.
This is difficult.
Any
So
other
Meatloaf.
Yes.
Yeah, Meatloaf, you said you ended up in the hospital because they misdiagnosed you? With, or like they misfed you meds?
No, so the pharmacist or chemist gave me the wrong prescription, which then caused my low testosterone, which I'm still having issues with to this day.
So was it a case of just like they misput in your name on like a sheet or the system, so they just gave you someone else's meds, or they weren't reading?
They did give me someone else's med, but that man actually had the exact same name as me.
Which isn't Meatloaf, should say what?
Yeah.
What? More than one Meatloaf? Oh my god.
Lies.
Yeah, we should say that, that we think the other 2 are lying.
I want to start asking questions, but that's completely out.
And to give you a little more information, it was some kind of hypertension medication.
All right, Hamster, that's it. Any further questions for any 3 of us? Are you ready to make a decision on which one of us is telling the truth?
The thing is, like, in my brain, if someone in America gets like something wrong, they immediately start suing the heck out of people for money. So I'm just
Depends how good
confused.
your lawyers are, though. That's the thing.
No, but if they knew they've done something wrong, then it's kind of like, they want to make the medical malpractice go away, so you just get paid. It usually never goes to court, that kind of thing. So I'm like, damn it, Meatloaf, you should have sued them.
Well, I wasn't old enough to file a lawsuit.
Well, I mean,
And also, my mother worked in the medical field, so she doesn't like suing medical practical people.
now that does sound like a good idea to not like mess with the people you work with.
Yeah. Don't shit where you eat.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, someone turning into an actor would seem interesting, but the man didn't really look. He looks like a genuine, like.
The poll is in chat on who you believe is telling the truth. Hamster, where you leaning?
Oh, this one's hard. I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna say Meatless, the one telling the truth.
Meatless? Who are you saying meatless?
I said Meatloaf, but I don't know
No.
what you guys said.
It was Meatloaf. I heard it.
I heard meatless.
He's doing his own low testosterone jokes.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay. Galaxine.
Yeah, that's like, I don't see a vet suddenly become a doctor on live TV.
I think
That just seems.
It's a soap opera, Jack.
Or
It's
soap.
a soap
Soap
opera.
opera.
They become an actor.
Or like not live TV. I mean.
Well, they're viewed on TV.
Yeah, it's difficult because your story, like Soul Story, your story hinges on like if it's actually that easy to get asthma medication, which I don't know. And then Meatloaf's story is like, I feel like you should have sued the hell out of him. I'm like, I'm gonna go with Soul. Soul selling the truth.
Okay, Hamster thinks it's Meatloaf. Galaxine says it is I. Jack's TV doctor has not been too convincing, or maybe it has. Let's find out. Can the real person who has a link to this person please speak forth in 3 seconds? 3, 2, 1. That is my family doctor. That did in fact retire. Has since retired. They've been my family doctor for the first 7 years of my life. I've lived in the local area. Got their picture off the website for the thing. It's genuinely him. He did misdiagnose me with asthma. It's still on my medical records now. I've never needed asthma pumps or suffered any kind of asthma attack or any kind of problems at all whatsoever.
I would like to say one thing.
And I didn't use them for Sabutio. Meatloaf does, in fact, have testosterone issues, if you're aware. I also know that that's been mentioned many times in chat, so yes.
What you didn't know was, when I was younger, my mother did pick up a wrong prescription from someone who had my exact same name, and it was hypertension medicine too. So technically mine was true too.
It just wasn't the right guy. It was just a different guy. Now, the thing is, I think he looks like a doctor, like the man on screen. I think he looks like a genuine doctor.
So with Jax, I thought, okay,
it was so hard. Because that was impossible.
You got messed up.
The one thing I was counting on was hopefully that you'd realise that, well, it looks like a professional photo, and it'd be much easier to get an actor's photo than anything else. Like a random chemist or doctor, so I was banking on it being a little bit more meta or fourth wall breaking to deduce that one. But I didn't know that. So you've not been actually. By the way, obviously all of these have been pre-planned in advance. But Hamster, you haven't actually got a diagnosis yourself for asthma?
No.
Oh my God.
in the process of, I
Yeah.
need to go and basically stomp around my medical practice if I can ever get back from work in time. Because I'm still waiting diagnosis. Apparently, I need because they think I have cardio-aspirated asthma,
Right.
which is where the change in heart rate triggers it
Oh, I see.
Oh.
specifically. So what they do is they put you on an oxygen mask, and that mask will measure your intake and carbon dioxide outtake, and they get you to run, and then get you to rest, and they measure the entire time, and then they go, "Oh yes, of course, we can see from the X, Y, Z."
Yeah.
But I'm still, after years, waiting to do that test, and they will not give me any medication until they can prove that I'm not lying.
And it's me with a diagnosis. Streaks' wife's getting them delivered on the daily.
Well, once you've got that diagnosis, you can
Yeah.
easily get it. Like once you've got that diagnosis, getting medication is not hard. What's hard is getting that medication, or at least the correct medication, without that piece of paper saying yes, you can get this.
I mean, that's good that you're not getting random medication if you're not diagnosed. I mean, I'm all for not giving people random shit
Yeah.
if they don't have a diagnosis.
That's
But
the thing. It's like I'm currently surviving off of Naomi's, but like we don't know if Naomi's is really the right
Right,
one long term
of
for me to
course.
use.
I mean, I'd say film having an attack and send it to your doctor. Might be uncomfortable at
I've
the
basically
time,
been
but
told to hang around the local A&E and walk in if I get an asthma attack. But I work in Pevensey,
oh my god, that's horrendous.
which is an hour and a half drive. So I have to drive with an asthma attack from work to the hospital and hopefully not either die from the asthma attack or get rid of it by the time I get there.
I mean, at that point, I just the second it starts, just call the emergency and have them come over and see you.
So we are now going to flip the script, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to show you another individual, but it's this time going to be myself, Hamster, and Galaxine that is going to have the link, and you're going to have to determine which of us is telling the truth and which of the others are fibbers, and it'll be up to Meatloaf and Jack Frog to do the interrogating. So I'm going to send both of you your statements and show this person now on screen, and I will read my statement aloud. Okay, this is Peter. We met them on a holiday in Blackpool, and they followed us around for the entire week, and we pretended to go back home to shake them off before continuing our holiday. Hamster.
This is Colin, and was my next door neighbour for close to 15 years. He once sent me to play cricket and refused to take me home when a thunderstorm began because he was losing.
And Galaxine.
This is Joost. They are my uncle, and he was knighted by our queen. Despite his good nature, people would refuse to sit next to him.
Okay, so is this person my holiday tormentor? Hamster's rather what would be the word for someone who doesn't like losing? Rather determined, or sore loser neighbour, or Galaxine's knighted uncle.
Yeah, uncle.
Okay, so start your interrogating now, Meatloaf and Jack.
So, Hamster, what
Sorry.
position? What position did he play in?
He didn't play. We were watching cricket.
Oh, I thought you guys were playing. No, my bad.
No. We were watching cricket in the stands.
Ah. And you guys support different teams.
No, we support the same team, which the Sussex County Cricket Club. However, they
Okay.
were losing quite substantially by about 60 or so runs, and he didn't want to leave in the rain.
Oh.
Yeah, he basically said, if it calls off, we'll leave, but until it's called off, I'm staying.
True supporter. All right.
He had the shirt and everything.
All right.
What was your uncle knighted for?
He was knighted for his charity services and the fact that he founded a hockey club in a small town where they didn't have any, and used that to support like basically kids that like were less fortunate, that like they didn't have the money to play hockey, so they come in cheaper there, and then they could play sports and not be on the streets, kind of thing. He did all sorts of stuff like that. He's a really good guy.
My question is, why does no one want to sit next to him?
That's a funny story. So, I'd see him about 3 times a year, one of which was during our yearly trip to the theme parks with him. And we'd always go on like big water slides and shit. And because he was a bit more on the weighty side, if you sat next to him, the watery like slide thing would dip further, and he'd get splashed, and everyone sitting next to him would get splashed as well. Like everyone, like him and like the people next to him, completely soaked. So everyone just always like left the seat empty next to him on like those like round like things that go like down a water slide. I'm like, my words for this, like my English is not sufficient, but like those round things, like you'd sit like he'd get splashed and like soaking wet the entire rest of the park. It was like I made the mistake once, I never do it again. Yeah.
So what are you doing in Blackpool?
I used to holiday in Blackpool yearly with my family. We used to go either Great Yarmouth or Blackpool, but mostly it was always Blackpool. Usually for a week and a half, I think, from what I remember.
You'd either go 2 complete different sides of the country.
Yeah, it really is. It was either
They couldn't be further away.
but never holidayed anywhere else. It was just the family tradition to go to Blackpool.
The seaside.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
How many times did you run into him?
Only the once. Although I will say that I think my father knew him prior, because we usually have a routine throughout the week. Like Monday to Friday, we'd always do every time we went Blackpool, we always did something specific on each day. So Monday we would walk the kind of like the Golden Mile on the beach. Then Tuesday we would go through the back streets, as my parents called it, which was just going around the shopping centres that weren't on the front. Wednesday was zoo and a mini village. Thursday was going to Clevesley, which is the next town over. I hated that place. And then Friday was Pleasure Beach, which is where the fun fair is. And we weren't going to cut the holiday short, but we met them on the Monday, and they seemed to know my dad, and they were talking, and then they followed us around for the rest of the day. Fair enough. But then they went back to the hotel with us, and they apparently were staying maybe 2 streets over, and they met us in the morning and went with us all day on Tuesday. I had no idea who this person was at the time. Like, it was just weird that they were tagging along. And then we were like, we're not having this person following us all the time. So we pretended we were leaving the next day, and we waited in the morning to see them, and then got in the car, drove off, and we literally just went down to like not a roundabout, but like fairly far down the motorway to turn around and then come back and then continue our holiday in peace. But there you go. That's the story.
Okay. So Galaxy,
Yes.
have they always had a bit of facial hair?
What do you mean?
He's got a little bit of a beard going on, little moustache.
Oh yeah, no, the moustache. No, that's that's quite iconic. Uncle Joost had that because his father had the same moustache. Like my great grandfather, they both have, like, they look very similar. Like they're like near copies of each other, and they have the same moustache. Okay. It's kind of like how you emulate your dad, and he just kept doing it because it looked good on him. It's quite prickly, and it always had ice cream in it after dinner.
And the same question for a hamster. But obviously, your neighbour. You already had a facial hair since you known him?
Always had facial hair. Usually the big bristling mustache, but always like shirt and trousers as well. in very, very sailor's ways.
Okay. Cargo shorts, little beige colour cargo shorts.
No, sorry, shirt and trousers, like the proper like suit trousers,
Oh, got you.
and like a collared shirt.
Okay.
Nothing else in his wardrobe.
Why are you in his wardrobe? He's your neighbour.
No, but you see people out and about. You see them in the garden. You see them walking out to go to work.
Okay, no, okay. Your wardrobe misdeeds will be questioned later.
I can clarify something in the chat. I did holiday in Blackpool and Great Yarmouth. I only went to Germany once, but that was for family, not for a holiday.
Okay.
Like, we didn't go there with the intention of, oh, it's a break, we're going on holiday. No, it was a planned thing for family and for... it was actually to make my auntie more comfortable there. Because her daughter lived in Germany, and that's my connection with Germany.
And a question for Sol.
Yes.
How the hell do you get a picture of some strange man who followed you for about a week?
That's fair. This is the only picture we have of him, and it was thanks to my sister that we got this, because she put all of our old holiday photos onto PC. So this is the only time I ever seen him, and I don't know anything else about him, where he is now, what happened to him. We just remember his name and that he had some connection with my dad. So my dad knew the name. That was about it.
It's a bit strange that they took a picture of some random man on holiday.
Well,
it's clearly just a picture of this guy.
It wasn't the only person in the picture that it's been cropped, because obviously it might give it away if you saw my dad next to him.
Well, I think to be fair and honest, I think I'm the only one who's actually seen your father, Soul.
No, that's fair. But then at least for the audience.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions for Al? Or for us?
Go on, Meatloaf. I can see you're brewing something.
No, I don't.
You're stirring the pot. Come on.
I'm not stirring anything. I'm just paying attention to facial movements right now.
I think we will go to the deduction as time is pressing us on, and we have the item round to go. So, which of us is telling the truth? Is it myself, with my holiday disruptor, Hamster's cricketer neighbour, or Galaxine's charitable uncle? Meatloaf, what are you thinking? Poll is up.
Currently, I'm tied between Hamster and Galaxine.
But
I'm gonna go Galaxine.
you're thinking Galaxine, okay. Jack?
I'm again stuck between Hamster and Galaxine, and I'm going to go with Hamster, just because he's been in the guy's wardrobe. So, I trust him in the guy's wardrobe.
All right.
You have 15 years as a neighbour. You recognise their clothes.
I've seen my neighbour many times, and I probably could not tell you what clothes they have. And I've lived next to him for about 20 years.
So those in chat, you might want to vote now because it's about to end. And okay, they are saying Galaxine. Can the person who has the connection with this person reveal it in 3 seconds? 3, 2, 1, and now.
Me.
It's Galaxy.
It is me. It is my uncle. Well, I say uncle, but it's like my grandmother's brother.
Right. Yeah, okay,
and his name is Joost.
Yes. It's not Hamster's neighbour, and no, they are not. I've never had trouble with anyone on holiday, but we did actually holiday in Blackpool and Great Yarmouth. The Germany thing wasn't a holiday. That was the 100% true. And we did have that routine as well.
What,
and
Great Yarmouth and Blackpool?
Yeah, Great Yarmouth and Blackpool were the two extremes.
That's what, you said that, and I went, oh, that can't be true.
Yeah, and that's the 100% true.
I hate how you misconstrued that no one wanted to sit next to him. Like, he was so fucking loved by the whole family.
Yeah, it's true.
And just in the water slides, no one would go near him.
I had to make sure that there was some element to question in your statement, so I went over your story several times and was like, okay, I can write this in just a certain way to add some doubt.
Yeah. I figured you were going to do something with his, like, undying love for ice cream that was known throughout the entire family.
I left that up to you entirely. But well done. Thank you for allowing your uncle to be a part of the show. And wonderful charitable work. So for that, Meatloaf did in fact get that correct there. Hamster gets a point for that as well. Okay, we're going to do the same again, but this time there is an item you are going to see. And once again, 3 of us will make a connection with this item, and it's up to you to deduce whether this item is connected with that person. So let me entertain you. We are going to... Okay, so I'm going to send these statements to Meatloaf and Jack. Okay, so I'm going to send you this. Don't read it out just yet. Where is Jack? There we go. Okay, I'm going to show the picture on screen now, and I will read my statement. So here is the picture. Okay, this is my red wallet. After losing it once while at work, while handling a delivery exchange, I had to call up the depot and travel 3 hours to recover it. Meatloaf.
This is my red wallet. I got home from shopping with my mother and found it on my desk, and no one knows how it got there.
And Jack.
This is my red wallet. A personally mistake before I dropped it and handed it to me, and I accept it to only find out a little later, now I have 2 wallets.
So, is it my walkabout wallet, Meatloaf's mysterious materialization wallet, or is it Jack's second wallet that was handed to him by mistake? Hamster, Galaxine, you may question us.
Did you, Jack, you
Hello.
got this second wallet.
Yeah?
Did it have the person's identifying information in it and you just refused to return it, or you were like, oh, this is mine now?
No, because it was when I was a little boy, really. Well, I say little boy, teenager. You know, my wallet, my normal wallet didn't have anything in it either. So the guy just handed it to me, went, oh, I've clearly dropped it, took it off. And I mentioned before on one of Soul's podcasts, if people just hand me things and say it's mine, I would just generally go, oh, okay. If I've dropped it, I'll just take it. And when I went home, I was like, it's got nothing in it. I think it had like £10, some shrapnel in it. It wasn't actually my little wallet.
There were no IDs or anything in there, like cards.
No, because like I say, it's a child wallet.
Okay.
Hamster,
Wait,
Galaxine, any questions?
So, Meatloaf,
Yes.
when did you, because obviously it appeared on your desk and no one quite knew how it had gotten there. Had you misplaced it? Did you think you had it at the store you went to, or when you returned it was actually on your desk?
Yeah, basically. I thought I had it with me. I
So
thought
you
it was in my jacket pocket the whole time. I never take it out.
Interesting.
Wait, so you went to the store but you didn't have your wallet. How did you pay for things?
No, I don't have money. I just carry my identity, and my mother has control of my money.
Wait, so hold on. And so, what was your story again?
Mine was, this is my red wallet. After losing it once while at work, while handling a delivery exchange, I had to call up the depot and travel 3 hours to recover it.
So basically, it went with the delivery.
Yes.
And they couldn't send it back the next day.
I think it was more of a panic response. Anxiety just meant I had to get it back. I'm very much like always have my hands on what I'm carrying, which usually is my wallet and my phone. So even if I just have them in my pockets, I'll walk around with my hands in my pockets holding them. I'm so afraid of losing anything. And in this case, I did lose my wallet and didn't find out that it was not in my my combats at the time until much later.
Do you know how it got into the delivery or like the exchange?
I do. But I don't work there anymore, so I'm okay admitting that I climbed onto the cages, and I would stamp down the cardboard or plastic in the cage, and then climb back out again. That way we could get more in and more cages on to the lorry. And yes, my wallet must have fell out at some point during one of these processes that went with the cage.
So was this like a recycling thing you were doing if you were stamping down boxes?
Yeah,
or?
so you'd normally get a delivery in and it'll unload, and then you take the goods off on the cages, and then you replace it with your waste, and they go off and get recycled at the depot.
Right.
I'm just surprised that someone would carry a wallet around with either no money, as Meatloaf would say, or without any identifying information, like Jack is saying. So I'm like,
It's a kid's wallet. You turn it over, there's Spider-Man on the other side.
yeah, but even I had my cards in my kid's wallet. Maybe that's just my mom being like
I
weird.
don't have a credit card. Well, I didn't have a card until I actually got my first job.
I was going to say insurance card, but that's maybe something very Dutch to have.
So, Jack.
Hello.
Jake Frog.
Jack,
Mr. Frog.
not Jake. Whoa.
Mr. Frog.
Get it
I
out
was
of
so
here.
confused.
Sir Frog.
Mr. Frog.
Hello, hamster.
It's only been like 2 hours. I'll get you there eventually, I promise.
It's alright.
So, like, why did this person think you dropped your wallet? Were you well known for dropping your wallet, or like,
no.
did that person know, or did you just like pick up a wallet and go, "Oh, this is yours"?
It's like a village fair, you know. We'll walk around. We've got a little money in to get like trinkets from little shops. There's really bad toys you buy there. And, you know, there's kids running around, and clearly I was just walking past, and this lady saw a wallet on the floor, stopped my grandma, and they went, "Oh, is this your little boy's thing?" And I just said yes, because I was like, "Oh yeah, it's my wallet." And I just put it in my bag. We carried on walking, and when we got home after the fair, I went in there and go, "Hold up, I've got 2 wallets." And this one had a Spider-Man on it, and mine was just a boring black one. So the quality of me being a child is, this is now my wallet. We'll hand in my wallet back to the fair and say someone dropped this. And then put the money back in that one. There was no crimes done that day.
Okay.
Okay. Any? Are we already leaning towards an idea, or do you need a question further?
I think I'm leaning towards something. I don't know about Galaxine.
I mean, they all seem plausible to me. That's a stupid thing.
Yeah, they're all very plausible.
It's not that it's like I've forgotten things on my wallet, like my wallet or my phone on my desk while I thought I had them there, and then got back and then it was just, oh, I didn't have that on me. Oops, you know. So Meatloaf's are like possible, accepting something that like doesn't look like mine. That's kind of like Jack's is a bit harder than that. Dropping something while working, also very plausible because I lose my shit all the time everywhere. So it's just, I don't know what to question anymore. Just like, yeah, 3 hours of like travel for it. Wait, how long until you found out that it was missing? Because it must have been 3 hours since you found it, and then like you had to travel 3 hours, right?
Yes. So,
time wise.
So it was I'm gonna say it must have been. It's hard because there are multiple deliveries, but presuming Okay, so I think it must have been about an hour afterwards. Within 2 hours at least. And then we phoned the depot. They said that, you know, it could have been any one of these lorries, or it may not have arrived yet. So they were hesitant to go through every single thing. But I said, obviously, I gave them my store number and all that kind of thing, so they'd know exactly which lorry it would necessarily be on. And I sort of said that, well, the ones that we squashed down would have gone on last, so they would be at the tail end of the lorry, because obviously we condensed those down and then packed them up. All the ones that were already full would have been thrown straight on there, so they would be at the front of the lorry. So we kind of knew in the regions where it would be, but I didn't like the idea of them not having a wallet. So I got my father to take me to Welham, and we went to the depot and we did retrieve it. They only had like 2 lorries there, and it was the first one they opened. So unless they only had one, but you know, like they only knew that there was one coming from my location, but the first one, it was like within like 2 or 3 back, I think. Don't know. Those details are kind of lost on me now, but I get it. And it took an hour and a half or so to get there and back.
Okay.
Okay.
So are we ready to make a decision?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. This item belongs to one of us, but which one of us is it? You can vote now in chat, and I'm going to ask the Battle Hamster, who do you believe this wallet belongs to?
I think this is Jake Frog's wallet. Jack Frog's wallet. Jack. God damn it!
Gonna run him down. Gonna start saying guinea pig.
Galaxine?
Yeah, I think it's your wallet.
Okay, we have one for Jack, one for Galaxy. One for Jack from Hamster.
One for me.
From you to me. You guys get to vote in chat. You got about 10 seconds, and then we're going to flip this around, and we'll have another item for you to deduce who it belongs to. People in chat are leaning more towards Jack Frog. So can the person that has the connection with this item reveal it in 3 seconds? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's me! It's me! It is my wallet. I will go and get it.
See, the reason I thought... First I was with
I
Jack,
still have
being
it,
like...
even though this happened many a year ago. Here it is. There we go.
See,
I've had
There's
this.
Spider-Man on the back, guys.
It actually had wrestlers on it. It was a really like poorly printed wallet, and I got it in Blackpool actually around like when I was like 10, and I've had it ever since. And it did actually go all the way to Welham on the back of a lorry. Yeah.
No, so I was with Jack until he said Spider-Man. Because I know Spider-Man wallets will have more webbing on the inside and actually blue on there as well. Because that would be just the worst design choice to only do red.
You see, well, the reason I said Spider-Man is because I remember when I was little, Spider-Man 3 came out, and there's Venom, who's black, and Spider-Man, who's red, and I generally had a black and red Spider-Man wallet like that when I was a kid. So that's why I went that one, because I could generally picture it all.
Oh, look at that!
The thing is that they put so much more branding on that stuff that I was like...
They really
Nah.
did it back then. They really
Nah.
did back then.
I actually had a Spider-Man wallet, and it looked like the inside of that. And I got it at a cheap as chips car boot sale, like off the back of the 4x4 truck, and it was like that inside, and it just had Spider-Man written on the back. So when Jake was like, "Oh yeah, it was a Spider-Man wallet," and like I've been to enough village fairs to know that like people just. They don't go to security or anything. They just go, "Oh, it's yours."
I can remember you saying in my earlier thing, the National Trust thing, you go to a lot of fairs. I was like, I got him on the hook with this.
Yeah.
Well done. I think
You
that
hooked him in.
I noticed that Strixie and Naomi didn't actually get that one. I think that might be a first throughout the evening. They've been so cocky throughout this. So I got one over on them there. No, that was
Aha.
brilliant. There is my wallet. The question is now, well, the next item belongs to me. It's time for me, Hamster, and Galaxine to claim this next item belongs to us, and for Meatloaf and Jack Frog to work out who is telling the truth. So I'm going to send the statement to you now, and I will.
It's all a lie. It's these
direct
white
you
pants
to
on screen right now.
Read it out. Hamster, where are you? There we go. Alright, I'm going to show the item now. There it is, and I'm going to read the statement. This is the only part of my great aunt Vera's lovebirds that remained after the fire. Hamster.
This is a laminar plate and was part of my first ever armor crafting live stream.
And Galaxine.
Oh, this is the most vital part of tackle hockey, the most dangerous way to play. Like, it's a variant of field hockey.
There we are. Is it my lovebird send-off? Is it Hamster's armor plating or Galaxine's protective tackle hockey gear? So, Meatloaf, Jack Frog, you may question us now.
So, did you say it burnt down?
Well, there was a fire. The house didn't burn down, but the birds did actually perish, and this was the only part of the cage that remained, and my aunt kept it.
Now I have a question that continues on that. Did you have it cleaned?
Did I have it clean? I didn't have it cleaned. I don't know. I guess they cleaned it, so I don't know. But all I know is that this was in her belongings when we cleared out her place, and I remember it because it's the thing that you pull out with the tray, you know, at the bottom of the cage. So I remember when I was young with it, so I recognised it. But it wasn't like this was years after that I recovered it. When she moved to Germany to have her last days, her whole house was cleaned out.
Okay. And what was it again for you, Hamster?
So this is a laminar plate, which was part of my first ever crafting stream I ever did.
Where would this bit of plate go?
So, like, you get a ton of them and you join them together.
Yeah.
And that creates essentially kind of this, like, somewhat flexible armor. And you just kind of tie that onto yourself. And it can make, like, a chest piece and shoulders and legs.
So, okay. And whereabouts in hockey protection would you put this bit?
Oh, it's like at the front to tie like the various parts of your armor together. Like, yeah, you get like shoulder pads and a chest pad, and like just to make sure that everything stays in place. They have like a sort of center piece. Also, because you really don't want to get hit here, because if you get hit here, you just like the hockey balls go at 120 kilometers an hour. I don't know what it is for English people. But
That's
speed. They go at speed, and if they hit you in the chest with that, it's basically like. So they have like really good protection there, and everything ties into that one centerpiece, basically.
Anything further to question?
I can't really think of questions right now. That's
So-
bad.
Yes,
It's
yes,
hard.
yes.
How the hell would you use that to pull a tray out?
I don't know. I think no. It was at the bottom of the round cage, bird cage. You would pull this out and it'd come out like a drawer, so you could it's like a litter tray thing, but it just attached at different lengths on the thing, the base of the thing. So you could just pull it out and you change everything and then you push it back in. So pretty much that.
Okay.
I don't know how it connects. Like, I
Alright.
imagine that, like, you can attach stuff to the bottom of the thing. So, like, the middle bit probably clips into the base
So
of
the
the
whole-
tray, and then...
The whole rest of the bird cage was just plastic then.
Yeah, there was nothing that remained. No, it went past. I imagine it was a metal cage. I remember it being all metal. And she would cover it with like a cloth.
Okay.
And she would move it into the kitchen and back into the living room. And I don't know where the fire started. I imagine it was the kitchen. She is rather forgetful. That's why we had the forget-o-meter. And no, that's when we emptied her place out. I found this and remember it distinctly being when I changed the thing, you pull that out. And I was just like, that's it. That's all that remains now. Because I imagine the cage either burnt and got thrown, but that one bit is still there.
Just okay. And Galaxy, surely
Yes.
that's really uncomfortable I used to play hockey,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't imagine how something that being in the chest area. That'd be really uncomfortable. It's just flat.
Yeah, no. So because it's tackle hockey, it's slightly different. It had foam on the inside of it, but obviously, like, I haven't kept the foam around because that stuff gets smelly from the sweat.
Yeah.
Like, atrociously smelly. So basically, some of the holes would be like pressed into the foam, and that's how it like kept like the foam in place underneath it. And the other holes would have like wires going to like the shoulder pad and then like the side pad here as well.
And the bottom 6 holes.
Oh, I mean like those 2 for the top were for like the over, and then like the 2 like at the bottom, like they went to the side, and then the bottom parts are basically like you had the pants you put on, which has like pads in it as well. Like you'd make sure that the pants stay in place and just slide them into there as well. I usually, like, I have to be honest, I didn't always use the bottom 2 ones, because if you go to the bathroom, you'd have to untie all that crap, and I just, like, didn't bother tying it, and, like, the pants would stay in place anyway, because I didn't run as much as the goalkeeper.
Okay. And hamster. In this picture, is this upside down or the right way around?
So this is the right way around. If you're having the plates go, so it can essentially be reversible, because all that really needs to happen is the scales need to just kind of tessellate as they're going down. So you can have it go in one direction, you can have it go the other direction. It really just depends on how you want to make it.
And in your stream, which way do you have your armor gun?
Because I was making the shoulder plates, I had it going so it was the round bit was actually down.
Okay.
Because you want stuff to slide off that way.
Yeah, you don't want it to slide up. Okay. Meatloaf, come on, help me out here.
I'm sorry. How much was it, hamster?
You kind of buy them in like bulk.
I know in bulk, but how many were in the bulk and how much?
I think I bought about two. No, I bought like 100, and that was enough to do like 2 shoulders.
Dang.
Are we ready
So that's
to...
like the one remaining.
Are we ready to do the deductions and convictions? Meatloaf Jack, are you ready to submit your answers?
Yeah,
I think I am.
Okay.
Despite only asking one question, I think I know which is which.
Okay. The poll is up in chat now, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the last poll of the evening. We'll have a quick fire round just after this, and then we will reveal our winners tonight. So get your votes in. Who does this item belong to? Is it my remaining instrument of a birdcage? Is it Hamster's armor plating or Galaxy's tackle hockey gear? Okay. Meatloaf, what is your locked-in
Hamster.
answer? Hamster, straight away. Jack Frog?
Yeah, I'm going with hamster. I can see it being a part of an armor kit, like the old Roman styles. They're quite long and had rounded bottom.
Okay.
And I played hockey before, and like I say, I can't remember having any sort of that on the armor. It was kind of just pull over. It was all together.
Okay, well, everyone is convinced it's Hamster, including you two. It's time to reveal who is telling the truth in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And it's hamster.
it.
So there it is. There it is. The Battle Hamster's armor plating. Yeah, I thought you might get that right now. Well done indeed.
Sorry, Galaxy. It was just the hockey one because I used to play hockey. I was like,
And I've
never
played
seen
field
one.
hockey for 20
Yeah.
years, so there's no metal parts on any
know,
of
that's
the
what I was
guards
thinking. I was like, that's so
unless it's the
uncomfortable.
helmet. Like as a goalkeeper, the metal part is the helmet grid. That's all. Otherwise, it's too heavy to lug
That's what I
around,
was
and sharp edges are a big issue.
In your chest, you said. I was like, that's just.
Yeah, no, that's such bad. But that's the only way I could think of tying that shit in there.
If you said back there, I would have believed you 100%.
He called it tackle hockey as well in the thing, which I'm like tackle
Yeah.
hockey. I've never heard of that. What the
I
fuck?
don't even know what it is.
I was up to you to determine. So I'm now going to read out. We got some points here, but we're gonna deliver some more points. I'm gonna read out some statements that will be either a true or a lie about a celebrity. I just need you to tell me whether you think it is true or false, and this will determine your final skills. I can say that. Okay. We do have a star liar of the evening who convinced the most people throughout the evening. But now it's to determine whether you are the best deductor. So here we go. We've got 5 statements. Here is your first. Matthew Perry, like Chandler in Friends, is missing the tip of his middle finger on one of his hands. Is that true? Or is it made up?
False.
False,
True.
says Meatloaf. True, says Jack Frog.
I'm also gonna say true.
True from Galaxy.
I have no idea who this person is. I'm just gonna have to guess false.
False. Okay. Matthew Perry played Chandler in Friends. He died last year, tragically. And if you go back and watch Friends, you will be surprised if you didn't know that he does in fact have the tip of his middle finger missing. And he had it all the way through the production of Friends. If you ever see his hand in it, or ever see it, you can even look it up. That middle bit there, the tip is gone. So congratulations to Jack and Galaxy in there.
Oh, wait, I was thinking of someone completely different. Usually Top Gear, the new goat, Matt something.
Oh, I have no idea.
No, someone on new Top Gear is called Matt. I just had him in my head. And then you said Fred, I was like, oh no, I've gone wrong here.
Okay.
I guessed. I've never watched Friends.
Oh, Matt LeBlanc. There you go. Yes.
Matt belong, yeah.
I know who he is. I just never watched Friends, so I had no idea.
Okay.
I only know him from the meme about when he buys a laptop and is like, or is that the other guy?
So here's our next statement. Tom Cruise has difficulty processing odd numbers except for one.
True.
True, says Jack.
I'm gonna go for true.
True,
I'm gonna
says
say
Jack.
false.
False from
I'm
Galaxy.
gonna go with Galaxine.
You're going to say false. I completely made that up. Tom Cruise does not have any known issues, although he did admit that he does have dyslexia, but nothing.
That's what I was going off. I can
numerical.
remember him saying in one of his interviews he had dyslexia. I was like, oh, do you know, it makes sense.
And
I mean, if you had dyscalculia as well, which often.
I was playing upon that slightly. Okay, the scary twins from The Shining, the 2 little girls in the blue dresses, died within 2 hours of each other on opposite sides of the world. Is that true or is it false?
Getting a bit dark.
False.
False, says Meatloaf.
True.
True, says Galaxy.
Yeah, twins have weird connections, so I'm just gonna go with.
I don't even know who these people are. I'm gonna go with false.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. Oh,
And
False.
Jack? False. I can say that it is false. I completely made that
Aw.
up. But twins do have those weird connections, don't they?
Well, like earlier with my aunt S and SP, they're twins, but they're not identical.
Elvis was blonde. Naturally.
True.
Is that true
True.
or false?
true.
True, says Meatloaf. Jack Frog. Hamster Galaxine. Was Elvis naturally blonde?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
I have no idea. I always know him to have black hair, so
I'm gonna say.
Oh,
I'll say false.
you say false. Elvis was in fact a natural blonde. It is true. Meatloaf got something to say on that?
Yes, he actually used shoe polish to dye his hair.
That's what it was.
what?
It was in the
And-
pub quiz question last week. It was in the pub quiz question
Really?
last week.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I was like,
And one final statement now. Is it true or false before we hand out our points and say farewell for the evening? Nicole Kidman is scared of butterflies. The actor
True.
Nicole Kidman is scared of butterflies. Is it true or false? Jack says true.
I have no idea who that is, so I'm gonna say false.
False.
True.
True says Galaxine.
I'm gonna go for true.
True. So Meatloaf, the only one saying false there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can say well done, Meatloaf, that you failed. Nicole Kidman is in fact scared of butterflies.
Hey.
That's
It's always like the
phobia
weirdest
of
shit.
them. Okay, that has given me enough to determine, ladies and gentlemen, who is our star liar and who is the best deductor of facts. And I can reveal that the person with a keen eye for observation, who determined the most, determined the most truths out there, was in fact Jack Frog. Well done. Jack Frog got statistically the highest amount of correct deductions throughout the course of this evening. Followed by Meatloaf there, just one behind, unfortunately. So close. You would have, even if you got it, even if you agreed with everyone in that last statement, it still would have been one behind. And I can reveal that our star liar of this evening, the person who deceived the most people on the panel this evening, was amazingly, despite their begrudgment on the whole concept, it was Galaxine.
Hey,
Galaxine, you now know.
I don't know if I'm happy about being good at lying.
You have
You're
no.
a great liar.
Now
Your
you know
pants are on fire.
who to not trust on this panel going for. No, they did amazing. You all did well done. You all did amazing. I'd like to thank my guests for this evening, Scottish Meatloaf. There he is with his
Let's go.
playing pranks on his aunt for the rest of the time.
Poor aunt.
She deserves it.
Oh, dear.
Oh, throwing shade.
They are the wonderful Ribbit Bitch Jack Frog.
Ribbit Bitch.
Selling those hats to all the pets out
All
there.
the animals.
Oh yes, you've got a niche market there, but you're.
I'm slaying.
Well,
him.
we'll be in touch about that idea. I'll drop some. I'm not good at
hit me up.
crocheting. We can get. I think Naomi was good at that, right?
Yeah.
What's that thing? What
No, just gonna appreciate it.
Speaking of, they are the Battle Hamster.
Woo,
Thank you.
let's go.
Thank you for being here. You've been amazing. You've got armor plating clad and reading all the books in one go. My word, no one does it quite like you. But our star liar of the evening, it's Galaxine.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
Everyone should lie.
Your whole
Perfect.
life is a lie. It's all been made up by me.
All your
Amazing.
pants are on fire.
You did amazing. This was Pants on Fire. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you had a wonderful time. The encore presentation will be on YouTube, of course. But until then, we'll see you again on Soul TV on the bright side. Say farewell, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Take
I'm
care.
waving. You can't see it, but I'm waving.
They're waving and they're not lying about it. I
I'm
promise.
I promise.